Hey cats, it's Ed, Stop the Clocks Bud here. Welcome to EDDBUD Running Shoe Reviews. Today we've got a little bit of a break from the norm. I'm going to be taking a look at one of Garmin's latest GPS sports watches, the Instinct 2 Solar. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I've got a short-term watch review for you today. Perhaps if you're in the market for a new sports watch, this could be the video for you. If you haven't done so already, do hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications when I launch those new videos for you. Really helps us out a whole bunch too. If you give this video a thumbs up, like, and also share the video with your running buddies. Merci beaucoup. So taking a look at the Garmin Instinct 2 Solar today. This one has been supplied to me by Garmin for review, but they're not going to be seeing this video before you guys, my valued viewers, get to consume it. So you get my honest views as always, guys. There's a whole bunch of things that I really like about this watch after using it for about 3 or 4 weeks. I'm going to go through each of the individual things I really love about the watch and let you know why. The version of the watch I have been testing out is the Solar version of the watch. It's the 45mm version in the graphite colorway if you're interested. This one does come in a whole multitude of different colors, so have a look on the website and see which one kind of fits in with your style. So first thing is battery life. This beast lasts for days and days before it needs charging. In fact, in the 4 weeks I've been using the watch, I've only had to charge it 2 times. Pretty much once when I received the watch and then sort of midpoint in my testing. One of the key features here is that solar element of the watch. This enables you to trickle charge the battery when you're using it outdoors, which of course is going to sustain a little more life in the watch. Although I guess in the UK, we don't get that much sort of extreme sunlight here, especially at this time of year. But I think it will come in handy more when the summer months roll around. This watch isn't for those looking for the all-singing, all-dancing, full-colour display. If you're after extended battery life, perhaps you're doing some significant runs, maybe some ultras or something, and you're not the sort of person that wants to keep hanging around plugging into a computer, this is the one for you. Garmin do reckon you can get up to 28 days of use out of this watch before a charge, though I think that is tied in a little bit to utilising one of the slightly less accurate GPS settings. Second, I want to talk a little bit about the accuracy of the watch. The Instinct 2 has various GPS settings with variable accuracy at the expense of battery life. As somebody that's close to a power source at all times, I'm not hugely worried about having to charge the watch maybe every week or so. It's not a big deal. But if you did want that maximum battery life, you can obviously set to the slightly less accurate GPS setting and then turn off that sort of second by second update as well, so that you've got the best of all worlds. I've opted for the latter for a more accurate trace, but I think if you're a real battery miser, you can just select that auto setting and Bob's your uncle. Third thing I really like about this watch is the improved wrist-based heart rate monitor. At last, I've got a watch here that really works well with my bony wrists. For ages now, I've been forced to use the Polar OH1 Plus and then sort of attach my watches to that so they've got a more accurate reading. Not anymore though, I can rely on this one to give me a pretty decent reading, and I can put some faith into it that it's actually going to be correct and not sort of leap around too much. This has removed the need for yet another device that I have to charge and worry about in the long run. I used to have an issue where I got to about 5 or 6 miles and sometimes sort of sweat would build up on the sensor and I just get sort of all sorts of garbled readings. I can put some confidence into the accuracy of this, and that's really useful for moderating the amount of easy, aerobic and then sort of threshold training that I'm doing over the course of a week. It's just really liberating not to have to rely on that OH1 Plus anymore. Sorry, old friend. Fourth thing I really love about the watch is those new Garmin metrics. A whole multitude of metrics here, guys. I think they're a great value upgrade over earlier Garmin watches from the past few years. The body battery stat actually is one of my favourites. This metric's based on various different stats and plots your reserves, taking into account sleep, heart rate, stress, and your body's ability to absorb oxygen, known as the Pulse OX figure. If the Instinct 2 shows that I'm almost out of juice, then it's never wrong. It's actually quite eerie how close that it gets things. There's a few times where I've had a script written and some parts of it filmed, but I just haven't had the energy to actually finish the video off, and I've had to do it the next day. I've looked at the body battery and yeah, it's low. I really like checking out that stat to juggle training sessions around to ensure I can get the best out of that workout. No point trying to grind out a speed session if the body battery's showing that you're pretty much out of juice. You're just not going to get the best out of it, are you? If you need some R&R, and I mean rest and relaxation, not rock and roll, then you can get a bit of extra sleep in, and that's just going to help you out the next day. Fifth thing is the durability. A GPS sports watch needs to be not only waterproof, but also capable of surviving an all-out onslaught from a 19-month-old with an open pot of nappy rash cream. Yep, it happened. And the watch is none the worse for it. The robust build of the Instinct 2 is complete with a Gorilla Glass screen, which is scratch resistant. I haven't got Beast out yet to test that, and I'm not going to. I do believe Beast's claws to be made of vibranium. It's certainly one watch that never feels like a fragile, shrinking violet in those rainstorms or whilst painting the metal staircase out the back of the house with hammerite. Compared to a few other sports watches I've used, it certainly feels as tough as a Julian Dix slide tackle. I think the polymer casing here is going to provide some excellent durability over time. If you're someone that's a little bit clumsy, like me, I think it's something to do with my centre of gravity and sort of height. I'm just a bit of a klutz, I suppose. That's a really useful thing to have in a GPS sports watch. I think if you cope this watch with some ASICS high abrasion rubber, you'll be able to go on for years. Perhaps a couple of negatives here that you do need to take into consideration if you're thinking about picking up the Garmin Instinct 2 Solar. The lower contrast and resolution screen will leave the tech-hungry runners who want a Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat of a display perhaps a little underwhelmed. But there's loads of other options out there for that type of thing, even from Garmin. Maybe I'll look at one of those next week. There's little to dislike here. I like the tactile feel of the controls on the sides of the watch. They provide a nice bit of feedback when operated. As somebody who's really into human-computer interaction, that really lights my fire. As such, this is one beefy beast that does what it says on the tin, but a whole lot more under the hood as well. It's hugely configurable, this watch. You can get pretty much anything on screen if you want it, and I think it will really benefit lots of people out there to get a little bit more out of your training. If you're not too fussed about sort of power-hungry visuals, then the Instinct 2 Solar is the one for you. Lots of operation and fun to be had out of this watch without too much hanging around by a USB port. I'll be posting some more insight and views on the Garmin Instinct 2 Solar over the next few months. What's your go-to sports watch, guys? Let me know in the comments below. Perhaps you've had a really great experience with a sports watch or a really bad one. Let me know either way down in the comments. Musical interlude time today from Eels, Royal Albert Hall, one of the classics. There's so many good tracks here, guys. Loads and loads of songs to enjoy. They're all presented in a different way as well. He's got a fantastic band of guys with him. The Chet, Royal Al, Peeboo, and of course Knuckles. Quite a few of the tracks on this album take on a hugely different sort of path, I suppose, from the album versions. There's even an Elvis cover on there, would you believe? There's points where you can't believe it's actually in the Royal Albert Hall. There's some piano tracks just with E singing and playing, and it just sounds like he could be in a deserted concert hall and there's just no one there. I particularly like a track very near to the end of the album, which is called the Phantom Encore. E goes up and starts playing on the pipe organ that's in the Royal Albert Hall. It's quite terrifying. Absolutely fantastic. This does come with a concert DVD as well, so you can enjoy all of the tracks and see the guys playing. Really is fantastic. Go and track it down, guys. You will not be disappointed. Eels live at the Royal Albert Hall. Thanks for tuning in, cats. It's always appreciated. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications when I roll out those new videos for you. You can also help the channel out by giving this video a thumbs up like and sharing it with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD, and I'll be seeing you